You've been beaten incorrectly and your parent doesn't apologise, there's something wrong with your parent.
What if you don't want to be a lawyer or a doctor?
Maybe they won't say I love you, but they might cook you a meal.
I think we're all moving too soft, you know what I'm saying?
No! We are generalising for now, innit?
I feel like we are.
It can be down to the parents. But that's one of the parents not saying sorry to you. It's not a toxic trait.
It's true. It's true.
It's not just. It's not that.
No.
Wait. Let me finish. It's not even. It's not just about me. Just wait.
What's good, people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, James, corbincaptures. Okay, so this is a very spontaneous video, and like I was just having a few conversations with different people across the past 2 days. We're in Manchester, by the way, celebrating Mr. Ennyvisuals' birthday. So yeah, well, I'm just having some random conversations, and like guys, sometimes I like to talk about topics on my channel that people don't like to talk about a lot. And today, I want to talk about toxic family members.
The black experience.
Yeah, from our own experiences, isn't it? I've got some notes down here, and I just kind of want to hear what you lot think.
I'm Mobo from Manchester.
James, corbincaptures, I'm from London.
I'm Reneque, I live in London.
I'm Enny, I'm from Ireland.
I'm Oceane, I'm from London. I'm Morenike, I live in Luton.
I'm Olly T from Luton.
I'm Dave and I'm from Birmingham.
I'm Tolani, I'm from Nigeria.
So obviously guys, there's people from many different walks of life here. We don't all know each other super well, but this topic we will always have opinions on, and different opinions on because we grow up in different households. What do you guys feel about them family members that like to compare you to other people's children? I know aunties like to do this a lot.
I think it's just funny because if we compared you, if we compared you to your counterparts, you know, that's.
You get
a lot of people would be scared there.
Like, I've seen this many times, yeah. It will be like, let's say for example you go to church, yeah, and then your mum will be like, why can't you be like that other kid in church? But it's like one kid that's doing everything. And parents think, oh, like because that person appears a certain way in front of them, they don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. And I just feel like people need to value their own children. I think it's better to reward your children for their qualities more than always constantly picking at them.
I think they know how to do that though.
No, I think it's good.
What makes you say that?
Comparing you to other people?
I think it's good that they do. The only thing, because I feel like we're growing up in a generation that's too soft.
Wait,
hold on. Let me explain.
Let
me land, yeah. I think we're all moving too soft, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need a bit of a little push in it. And I feel like society doesn't give it to us. Communities don't give it to us anymore. So like, who are you gonna get it from apart from your family?
But just a question that, do you feel like it can be done in a different way that doesn't make you have to compare your child to another child?
That's basically
we're taught now that you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone at this big age, that we shouldn't compare ourselves because it robs the joy out of everything.
The grass is never greener.
Exactly, like two people, you can't compare two people. So comparing yourself just robs that joy of like your achievement. So do you not think that when you're raising a child that there's another way that you can be harsh 100%. On them or discipline them without saying, actually, you know, you can do it like that person does it?
Yeah, but
two different experiences.
Yeah, but that's the way, like, obviously they're giving you something to build up to, do you know what I'm saying?
They should also be the role models to look up to instead of comparing them to children that same age as well. Like, actually at my age I was doing this, and please, they love to say that one too anyway, but at my age I was doing this, and that child should want to look up to them, like, actually I want to be more like my parent.
But then children are not always like their parents. Like, what if you're not good at maths and your dad was like a mathematician?
What if you don't want to be a lawyer or a doctor? What's next? Like, what if you don't want to be what do you guys think about that whole like forcing, like, because obviously a lot of people, like a lot of us in our generation, our parents have come to the UK for a better life and such, yeah, and it's like, you must be a doctor, you must be a lawyer, or something that sounds reputable or so.
But I feel like that's been the African mentality though, don't you think?
Yeah, but I get the sentiment because if you're
in a trying to be wasting time.
Yeah, if you're in a low income household, what's the point of you trying to be like or something that's really hard to, let's say you want to be, like a dancer. It's so hard to actually break through and earn a lot of money as being something like that. Whereas if you go into school and you learn how to be a doctor, it's guaranteed money.
But the thing is, but you can see the results. You can literally see the results in society right now, where people's parents are trying to force them into a route. They end up flopping uni, they end up leaving uni first year, and doing different things, and it's like a waste of even more money because they're not going after their passion. And I feel like being in a place like the UK, where you can sort of follow those creative routes more easier, I feel it's
easier, but it's still not guaranteed though.
Yeah. But neither is being a successful lawyer, being.
But it kind of is.
Passion.
You have to. You're more likely to be able to get a job with a degree.
But you're not a machine. At the end of the day, we're not machines.
I think the degree is for the parents. It's not even for the child. It's what the parent wants. Like, it's for their own image. Like,
I feel that if that's the case, that's proper sad though. Like, imagining you're not actually doing it for yourself.
But that's how it is most of the time. Like, the parents are gonna force you or encourage you to take this path, do this kind of degree, and at the end of the day, you probably don't even like it.
Would you say that's a toxic family trait, like a toxic trait in like the older generation?
When you do that, you're putting them first. You're not putting yourself first.
For their own image.
Does that not make that toxic? Because it's like if your children are constantly knowing they're going to be forced to do something they don't like and they can't express their passions. Because I've seen this bare times with people. You can see they were born to be a creative. Like they were born to dance. They were born. That's where their passion lies. They will genuinely be successful, but because their parents actually cannot see it as a thing, like they're not following their passion. I know some people that are genuinely depressed because they wasn't able to follow their dream with their parent.
And that as well, I don't feel like too many like black families understand what depression is. Like, that's like getting into that. They don't understand.
But on the flip side, what if you do help your child follow their passion and it's just not working out?
I feel like that's your role as a parent, though. Like
it's part of parenting.
No, I feel like
everyone needs to speak up. Everyone needs to speak up.
Want to support your child? That's my opinion. If that's your opinion, then please speak up.
I don't feel like it's like the parent's role to support you in everything you want to do when you're a child. I feel like when you're a child, they're supposed to push you in a direction.
So where do you think the line is when you say that?
I think the line.
By examples.
To be honest, when everyone's, it's not that I disagreed with it, because like I understand the influence a parent would have, but they're not necessarily forced. I don't want to say this because like some people might feel like they've been forced, but I don't feel like they're necessarily forcing you to do whatever you're doing. It's just them being in your ear because they think that's how you're going to attain success.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but I find a lot of the times from what I see, like people who's creative and they're successful, it's like at the start their parents didn't really get it, they didn't believe it. But when they start to see their success, they start to see that on TV, they're doing
that's natural though.
But like I don't think it should be that, because like not everybody necessarily, like they need that support from their family to know that they should do that. Because I know there's lots of talented people that's not living their dream and they're genuinely sad. They could be making money, because not everything's about money. Like, that's why it's about what your value is. It's money, your value in your life. Like that's
okay. Let's put a scenario. Let's say you have a 16-year-old child, and actually 18. They're either gonna go uni, and they're saying, "Mom, Dad, I don't want to go uni. I want to pursue being a YouTuber." Like, what would you, as an African parent, what do you think? Would they just be like, "Yes,
I think that would be okay." Let's hear what you're saying, because that's crazy. Why would you pursue being a YouTuber by?
But that's what we're saying. We want to support your dreams. So it's like, instead of you giving me money to go uni, give me money to be a YouTuber.
That would be great, but that's not how life works.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of like how it will support your child. Like, I don't want to go uni. I don't want to be forced to go into doctor or lawyer. I want to be a YouTuber. Or I want to be a model. Like, instead of the money you're giving me to go uni, give me that money to pursue my dreams. Like, how would you take that as a parent if you were in that situation?
Okay, so the way I would look at it is, first of all, I want to see like the fruits of it already. For them to get to 18 now and they're saying, actually, I want to do YouTube. Have they already been doing YouTube? Like, are they being consistent with it? To be honest, I would support my child in what they wanted to do. There's so many successful YouTubers. How can I say to them, no, but that won't be you. That can't be you.
But why would you need to, out of the end, because I'm literally doing YouTube right now, why would someone need to literally, I need to go off and pursue YouTube? You can do that alongside.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, I hadn't finished my point yet. Let me finish the point that I was making, was that if before then they'd obviously been going to college, whatever they were studying, and they were doing YouTube already, and that I'm already seeing the fruits of that, and it's becoming something already, and it's actually, do you know what, I don't think I need to go to university because I really enjoy doing this thing.
I just feel like, oh, do it alongside what you're doing, and then if it blows up drastically, then...
I'd say I'm a diplomatic person, yeah, but if my child is saying to me, I want to become a YouTuber, and they've not done one thing towards that goal that they have in their head as a career, there's absolutely no way that I would say, yeah, they don't need to go uni right now, they need to figure out what they want to really do. What other traits would you guys say is like, all that things that you know that it's just toxic?
Affection.
Not showing affection.
Oh, misogyny.
So misogyny and affection.
Misogyny.
Okay, what do you mean by the affection? Okay, we'll get into misogyny next. Yeah, what do you think? What do you mean by affection?
I feel like a lot of I speak from a Caribbean perspective. They might show affection in a different kind of way, in a more peculiar kind of way. Maybe they won't say I love you, but they might cook you a meal. You know,
yeah, like,
sorry.
me personally, I don't like the words "I love you." Like, that's not words that I easily come. Like, obviously, it depends on each household. I'm not gonna go down to a full culture, but that's personally like it's just, and it's bad. It's bad because I feel like if a parent isn't like constantly like, so words of affirmation go hand in hand with words of quality time and like doing things, if that makes sense. So if you're not telling your child they love you,
like they have a trouble with. I don't want to say submitting to their, but saying sorry to their children. Like,
it's a big problem, you know. It's a big problem.
You were right in that moment.
Wait,
yeah, so saying that I feel like they have a trouble saying, actually, you were right in that moment. I was wrong.
Wait, hold on, guys. One person at a time. What you say?
They have a trouble with saying that you were right in that moment. I was wrong, so I'm sorry. Like just that alone, I don't think I've ever heard.
Yeah, I can't lie.
A family say, "Oh, I'm sorry,
that's
you're
not
right."
something that we hear.
I don't think I've heard that.
Why does everybody want life to be nice?
No, it's not even about.
What is your point?
This is my point. Yeah, if your parent, like, if you can't, I feel like that's like your parents not being like it's not even not being affectionate because this is them just not apologizing.
Wait,
like there's like a certain respect.
Like,
I feel like there's like a certain respect that you need to have, and you need to understand when you go outside into the world, they're gonna push you back with that same kind of thing. So like, say for instance, wait, one second. Say for instance, you're in a workplace and let's say you're an assistant, a personal assistant for a big fashion designer. I can't remember which one I heard this from, but it's loosely based off a real story. He would say horrible things to her, call her up at 4 in the morning, go get my boxes. She'll go get the boxes, bring them to his house, won't say thank you, doesn't say sorry when he makes her take long, but she gets paid for it. And that's just how life is out there. So like,
but why as black people do we always feel we need to be tough?
Because
it's not about tough. Extra oppression.
It's about respect.
That's the vibe.
It's about respect.
I've got something to say to that. I was sensitive to that. Okay, let's say in that aspect, right? That's the situation. She's an assistant or whatnot. If she was what I'm trying to think, if she was brought up in a household where her and her parents had understanding, whoever, not just her parents, whoever in the house had understanding where it's like, I'm wrong, she can see that person can acknowledge this, that they're wrong. She can see the respect that she also deserves. Because if you're coming from a house, not necessarily saying that this is the outcome that will actually happen if you come from a place where there's no respect, but it's like, if you come from a place where your dad was being like to you, listen, I was wrong, I apologize. You know that,
and you expect that from people.
The problem is you're gonna expect it when you go outside.
Not even expect that, you know.
Why should you not expect? Wait, hold on.
If that assistant had now expected that kind of respect from her boss, what's gonna happen?
Okay, listen. Wait.
No, but your parent isn't the boss.
Hold on.
Your parent doesn't hold that certain prestige.
That's not what I'm saying.
Your mom pushed you out. Your dad pushed you out.
Let me say one thing. Okay, I'm gonna speak. My girl's gonna speak and you're gonna speak, right? Oh, cool. Why would you not want your child to know what respect is for themselves? This does not go only in the workplace, this goes in relationships, anything they step foot in. If they do not know what respect is for themselves, how you are the person that's going to teach them from home. If they realize, when my parent, they apologize when I do wrong, they're not going to get a relationship with a partner who doesn't apologize when they do wrong. Alright, doesn't make all you emotionally, hold on, and who isn't who's emotionally unavailable to their child. That, do you know how damaging that is for a young
Just
child?
wait.
Because when listen, because when you're a child, that is when you are most vulnerable. There's no facade. There's no hypermasculinity. There's no I've just got to be solid. I've got to be tough. No, you're gonna be honest with your parents, and if your parents are showing you no sort of love and affection and like, acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging things about you, like that you're saying to them, you're eventually gonna be internally like, you know, problems. It's fact.
It's not true.
It's fact.
Let reply to that.
Let me say
One man.
Alright, cool. No, alright, cool. So saying, so you're saying, say I disrespect you now, yeah. What are you gonna do to me? You're gonna like respond.
No. The way I see it, okay. No. Wait. I'm not saying you need to be reactive.
No.
You're gonna know I can be respected better in another company. I'm gonna take myself and go.
But then you now have this relationship with the person that born you that you can even take it from them. You love them so much you can take it, and that's what love is.
Let me talk about that.
That's not hatred though.
Self-hatred to yourself.
Have you ever heard your parents say sorry?
Yeah, I've actually heard my mum say sorry to me.
Okay, cool. Now, okay, I feel like your point is that one thing I think like many African parents are scared about. I think that's what they worry, like, if I do submit to my child, not even submit, it's
they're
just
gonna
like,
be treating me anyhow.
do you know what I mean? But it's like, one,
they'll be running my house.
Like, you know that's your parent. It's not a thing where if my mum was to apologize to me, we're on the same level or she's now brought it down. It's just, I know how to interact with another human in this relationship. I know how this works. It's like, she's still my mom, he's still my dad. It's never got a thing where because he's now apologized to me, I'm gonna overtake him. But no,
it makes no sense.
Like, this is still my, especially the
and you're apologizing because you've done something wrong. Hold on. Phil wants to say something.
No, I just need to is respect your own main concern.
I think respect is the most important
thing. Can I say something? Your parents have brought you up in a way that you know this is your mum, you know that this is your dad. Regardless if they do come and apologize, not even, it's just like, you know that that's what you deserve as a person. Like, you deserve an apology at some point. If your mum or dad has done something wrong to you,
and if that person's not willing to give it, you'll know you can move on elsewhere.
Listen, I deserve an apology. That doesn't mean that, right? And that's what I honestly think the ideology of some of our parents is like. If I do come to my child, not even as a child, but like 16, 17, your parents should be able to apologize to you by then. Do you know what I mean?
One person at a time, yeah. What? Because I'm just going to depict what you're saying.
Scenario.
I really want to depict what you're saying. You're saying, right? Let's say, for example, because you know, in our black household, people are getting beaten. Yeah, people are getting beaten for stuff they've done wrong. Imagine, right? You've gone through a traumatic experience, right? You've not done something wrong. Your parents has made a mistake. You're saying you should sit there and suck it up, and the parents should apologize.
If you've been beaten,
that is basic.
If you've been beaten incorrectly and your parent doesn't apologize, there's something wrong with your parent. However,
that's what we're discussing. You're saying that the child should suck it up. That don't mean
no, sorry. I didn't think we were talking about physical harm here.
It doesn't matter.
When it's not physical harm, you should allow it.
No.
I don't believe
abuse you.
Just wait.
I'm saying scars heal, emotional scars stay. It's true. It's true.
It's not that.
No.
Just wait. Let me finish. It's not even. It's not just about beating. It's not just about beating. Like, your parents can abuse you with just their mouth. Exactly. But it's the thing is because nowadays everything is being drawn out. Like, everyone is drawn out. That's why I feel like it's soft, because everything is being drawn out. You're being drawn out for everything. Like, Ryan and I talk about apologies. Back in the day, we couldn't think about that. Like, my mom.
And do you know why it's crazy?
I think now in this generation, or just time now, it's just we're seeing everything. Like, we're not blind anymore. Fuck this.
Do you know what's mad about you saying that it's soft? It's soft. Like, people are just too soft. Do you know what's mad? It's the it's the boys who's literally internalized like these different things. You go out to treat people in mad ways, or they are like emotionally messed up. They can't hold a real relationship when they're older because they're not trying to be soft and they're not dealing with things.
I don't think that's down to them. I don't think that's down to their parents not saying sorry to them. Okay. That's nothing.
It could be down to the parents toxic traits.
It can be down to their parents toxic traits. But your parent not saying sorry to you is not a toxic trait. If that's the only thing that your parent doesn't do and they do everything else correctly, you're telling me that's not. If your parent does everything else perfectly and doesn't say, wait. I
don't think that's what they're saying.
They do everything correctly and the only thing they do is say sorry, yeah, is that toxic?
Yeah.
Is that a toxic parent? That's the only thing that they don't do. They don't say sorry. I can say it's not that bad. That doesn't make you a toxic parent.
Yeah, you can accept.
No, would you call them a toxic parent?
But we're talking about progressive.
But would you call them a toxic
trait?
trait? It's a toxic trait. Calm.
toxic
I would
trait.
say if that you beat your child incorrectly, right, and now I say if you beat your child excessively, but you do everything else and you provide for them,
That's
but you
okay.
but you beat them excessively, I would
That's
say
okay.
you're a toxic parent.
Okay.
I'd say you're a toxic parent, but I wouldn't say you're a toxic parent if your parent didn't say the only thing they didn't do is say sorry.
We're saying that
Well,
it's just a
literally.
toxic trait. That's what we're saying. We're saying that makes them a toxic parent. If that's the only thing that they do, whereas no apology, that's a toxic trait.
Let me explain how it can affect you, okay?
People aren't gonna say sorry to you in life.
Let me
But at least you know that.
Let us
You
speak.
do
Do you want explanation or not? You just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Let us speak.
Cool. So let's say you get wrongly accused of doing something by your parents and you get in trouble for it or whatever, and your parents find out that you actually didn't do what they accused you of, and they just move past it and they don't acknowledge that they were wrong. That can you can internalize, and if it happens repetitively, not just a one-off thing, you will learn that, oh, my mistake, like even if it's not my mistake, it's my mistake. I'm gonna get consequences for things that I didn't even do wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? So do you want to live in your household being like, if my parents think I did something, I'm gonna get in trouble for it, regardless of if I did it or not?
Once they accuse
Can that not, first, wait, let me ask you a question. Can that not breed a child to even do the things that you think that they're gonna do?
1 second, I'm gonna ask you a question based on that. What did you say? What kind of qualities would you say that would then bring out of you?
That's one thing I said. That can make a child worse.
Yeah, no, but how?
Answering your question, that child will now. Let's put it into a situation in your eyes, Let's say you have a daughter, right? You do things wrong, you never apologize to this daughter, right? So that daughter knows now it is what it is. That's just how my dad is. He'll never apologize for. I'll always be in the wrong, and it will just be left like that. And that's how they're now used to dealing with someone who is meant to love them the most. Now your daughter gets into a marriage, right? Literally, the person is doing anything, but because she's learnt from you as a man that she must take anything and no apologies, and she follows the exact same suit as what you think isn't bad, right? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Your daughter reflects exactly the same way because you feel.
I don't think you can say that because
I'm not saying that. How would you?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would equate into that.
What do you say?
Everyone's feelings can't be generalized because what you feel from someone not
There's no point saying that because we're talking generally. There's no point saying that.
That's what I'm saying because you're all having different opinions of what.
Okay, but we're not going to say this person will and this person will. There's no point of saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
we are generalizing for now, innit?
I feel like the answer for like your question is that just that one little act can have so many different outcomes on that one person.
And like I said,
in
if
so
it's
many different ways.
And I think there's no positive person.
Okay, that's because of how we are. That's because of how Tossin is. You've made a positive out of it. That's not how everyone.
Okay, guys.
Not even like literally.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying because my battery's about to die. I just want one thing from each person, like what we can do better to be better parents. Tossin?
Continue to educate ourselves.
As parents, yeah.
And
unlearn everything you know about parenting and relearn when you want to become a parent.
Understand that your child is also human. Like doesn't necessarily mean that they're your subordinate or inferior.
For me, it'd be just love on them more.
For me, is look into situations from the eyes of your child every now and then.
Think of them in their situation. Think of how you would be in their situation. How you want to be treated.